Hello, hello, hello. So look here or look here. I think I just look right at myself and then I'm looking in center camera. Hi, it's Lee Keckner. I'm so excited to be spending the next few minutes with you, or a little longer than that, exploring. My new favorite thing to do. I was so excited about it that I got this new workout outfit and I wore it to work out this morning and I just kept it on so we can really be free to explore all that is and explore our lives. And exploration is so amazing because a lot of times when you do therapy or something heavy comes up and you're like, oh no, I have something else to deal with. If you come with the attitude, I'm going to explore this with a childlike curiosity, it's unbelievable because then it's not overwhelming. You just start looking at it and kind of bringing things apart and learning so much about yourself and a new way of being. So I'm so excited to be here. Um, Today's is called Explore Your Thoughts. This is one of three 30-minute Facebook Live series I'm doing leading up to my 33 day, where we do something every day together to really deepen in what I'm touching on in these three 30-minute series. So I'm so happy you're here. Once again, I'm Lee Keckner, and I'm so excited to be exploring with you. I like to, oh, you might want to have a piece of paper and something to write with. So if anything kind of comes up for you, or you want to jot something down cool that you thought of, that I always like to have paper because I think really beautiful things and awarenesses will come to you during this. And I would love for you to be able to write it down so you can remember it when you look back. I like to start everything with 3 grounding breaths and then setting my intention. And I will invite you to join me for both. If you just take a moment to uncross your legs and put your feet on the ground and feel your bottom in the chair or couch or floor or bed or wherever you are. Just feel yourself being supported just where you are. And sit up a little bit. You don't want to do too rigid, but just kind of a comfortable sit up so you're kind of open to receive, and roll your shoulders back and drop them. I know I carry so much tension in my neck and shoulders. So just giving that a rest for a minute and bringing my chin in a little bit. I like my spine to kind of be a lightning rod from the earth into the universe. And just take a moment to come into the room, to allow yourself to have this little sacred time for you, for your own well-being, and setting aside what you need to work on right when you're done because it'll be waiting. Setting aside your grievances that don't serve you. They actually just cause harm in your body. So just taking a time to clear your mind and slow down for yourself and give yourself this time. We're going to do 3 breaths. We're going to go in through our nose for 4, hold for 2, and we're going to exhale audibly out of our mouths for 4. Just letting go of any stress or tension and coming deeper into the present moment. I'm going to inhale love. I always want more of that in my life because that equals abundance and freedom and joy and happiness. And I'm going to hold that, and I'm going to exhale kind of my quick temper right now with my children that doesn't feel good. All right, so join me in through your nose. Hold. Exhale. Letting the stress go and the tension in through your nose. Hold. Exhale. Last breath. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Thank you so much for that. My intention today in being with you during this time is to kind of get out of my own way and allow the information that needs to come up for myself and for you for our highest well-being. And I invite you to set your intention. Why did you show up today? So often we just do things without thinking, but when you actually have intention and you know why you're here and what you want, you might not know yet because you haven't done this with me before, but you actually can receive what you came for as opposed to just hoping for the best. So I encourage you to start working with intention. All right, our thoughts. I'm sure you have heard, or maybe you haven't, that our thoughts become things. That your thoughts create your life. that the thoughts you hold here become what you see out here. How often have you even thought about your thoughts? Do you know we spin about 80,000 thoughts a day? Majority of them are negative, and the majority of those, like 95%, are the same ones we spun yesterday or spinned or spun yesterday. So we have these loops going on in our mind, like I'm not good enough, I'm never going to make enough, I'm not skinny enough, this isn't going to happen, who do I think I am, I suck, I'm never going to get that job, I'm never going to find someone to love, I'm never going to make all the money, right? So we have these thoughts spinning constantly in our head, and we believe them because they're our thoughts, they must be real, right? Unless you have awareness of your thoughts. So I'm really excited about today to bring awareness to our thoughts, to start noticing what your thoughts are, because we are run by our thoughts. But when we stop it and we start looking at it, we become our thought boss. We become in charge of the thoughts we spin. We start taking out the bullshit of stuff that no longer serves us and replacing it with what does and what will bring us more of what we want in life. Made some notes, so I'm just going to check in so I don't miss anything. That was a weird segue. So you can see if we're spinning the same thoughts every day, you can understand why people say, why am I not making more money? Why can't I find the love of my life? Why don't I ever get the job I want? Why does this keep happening to me? Because we're spinning the same thoughts, which keeps us in a prison and living the exact same way every day. And unless it's really fantastic and you're abundant in all areas of your life, which I'm working towards, and so I'm growing and learning with you while we do this, we have work to do. We have exploration. Albert Einstein said, we can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. So we have to have fresh thoughts to create our problem, to solve our problems. We have to have fresh new thinking. And we have to do that by actually setting the intention and doing it, as opposed to hoping one day our thoughts change and our life changes. No, we are active. We are co-creators of our experience here on the planet. And you can just go with the flow and be in gray matter and see what happens, or you can start going, wait a second, I want change. What thoughts am I spinning that are keeping me from abundance, keeping me from love, keeping me from my career, keeping me from the best possible sex that could be having? Because thoughts are the barriers from love. So they're either helping you or they are holding you back or holding you stuck or in gray matter. The good thing is before we jump all the way, good thing to know before we jump all the way in is that there are two parts of you. There is the mind, which is man-made, not really our mind, but our ego, which is man-made. It's filled with thoughts that we have accumulated, learned, created, carried on from our parents, generations before that, in our ego, in our mind. And that's kind of what runs the show. So that's our humanness, our ego, our thoughts, the 80,000 spinning a day. So that's one part of us. It's not all of us. It's just a little part of us. But it does some big things. So that's why it's great to have awareness about it. The other part is our true self with a capital S. That is our soul, our spirit, that will live forever, was here before we got into these bodies, will carry on. And that's directly linked to God. And that has kind of the answers for your entire life, for everything you need to know. And the more we can quiet this and get to here, we can move from our head to our heart, where the magic is, the better our life becomes. So just having an awareness, you are not your thoughts. You are not the stories you have created. You are not the things that happened to you when you were a child. You are not what your family did. Those are just part of your tapestry and things we have to work with to explore and heal and learn from and help other people in the future with. That stuff. Who you really are is this beautiful, bright light, temporarily housed in what I call an earth suit. So my bright light is temporarily in this earth suit for my learning, healing, and growing. And then for my giving back to make the world a different place, a better place. So just know that there's two parts of you. You are not your thoughts. If you're in depression now, if you are in lack mode, if you're in any of those kind of things, which are these low-level energies, we can shift that with our thoughts. And it just takes the awareness to realize I'm not depression. I'm not broke. I'm not unworthy. I'm actually the opposite. And I want to allow my mind to remember who I really am. So our thoughts are just incredibly, incredibly powerful and literally shape our day to day. And our thoughts, actually, the way we feel about ourselves and what we think, is what we see outside of us. So if you're fearful, if you're stressed out, if you think everything's bad, if your life is hell, you look out and you see a world filled with all of that. That's what you see. And then the more I do my inner work and I replace my thoughts with love, I see an amazingly beautiful world with so many people who could use our help, so many people who we could band together with as I got you across this beautiful world to be of assistance. And a lot of times when people get with their thoughts like homelessness or this is that or this is bad or the government, it's like those thoughts just hurt your body and they don't do anything productive. But if you think, gosh, the homeless population, every time I pass like an encampment, I say, I just send you God's loving supply of abundance, because it's something positive for me and for them. But there's so many small ways that you can give back. So, and changes your thinking and changes what you see, not as a horrible thing, but people who are struggling and having compassion. Um, so when I was talking about the two parts of ourself, one is man-made and one is God-made. One is fearful and one is filled with love. Our natural state is this, but we've been hijacked by this. Most of us are living from this, which is fear. It's fear-based. So we see a fearful world, or a world full of fear. The world is reflecting back our thoughts. What happens within shows up without. Okay, I want to talk about the ego for a minute. So the ego is this man-made thing that originally started as a beautiful thing, and then all of a sudden separation happened from our true self, and it started spinning and making thoughts of its own. And that's what it does to us every day. So you notice, like, I have a thought like, if somebody has a thought like, I'm not good enough, then they take that everywhere that they go. And then people are like, no, you're not hired. No, you're not quite right. No, I'm not going to give you money. No, because we're holding this thought of lack, and then they're reflecting it back to us. But when we hold up in the higher range and we have thoughts of, I'm abundant, I'm perfect, I'm exactly the way God created me, I'm here to do what God has planned for me. If I'm not sure, I can ask. So it's this kind of a more empowering thing that we want to get to with our thoughts. Your ego, when it's spinning, it's like a crazy roommate. And here's a great example of it. And it was in a book that I recently was reading. I think it was The Untethered Soul or something like that. But anyway, he was talking about when he got in the shower, that he really became aware of his crazy ass ego, or his crazy ass roommate living within. He got in the shower and he just wanted to put on the warm water and feel it on his body. And he said he got into the shower and the warm water hit his body, and his voice in his head said, is that water hot enough? That's not hot enough. You like hotter water than that. What are you doing standing here with the thing? Why aren't you reaching back in? And he was like, I was trying to just be present, and I heard this crazy thing happening in my head, over talking about the water. And I was like, who are you talking? I'm enjoying the water. He goes, and then this crazy ass roommate in my head said, where's the bar of soap? Oh, hell, the person dropped it again and didn't put it back up. Are you kidding me? And he goes, excuse me, crazy voice. I'm just going to enjoy my shower. I'm happy to pick up the bar of soap. That doesn't bother me at all. And I picked up the soap and I started showering. And I was really enjoying the smell of this new soap that I got. It smelled so wonderful. And then all of a sudden the voice was like, oh my gosh. And just noticing, and then took the person out of the shower into, you better hurry up. Why are you standing here feeling the water? You know how much stuff you have to do. And he said, I was just so blown away in the shower at how much my voice wants to hijack me from the beauty and simplicity of life. And so that's something to just remember, and that's going to actually be your little assignment at the end, is to go into the shower and feel the warm water and see how long you can stay present before your crazy ass roommate takes you out of the present moment and into this like hell on earth, that we can never just be happy and calm where we are. A few things we're going to talk about today is money, sex, and relationships. And I'm going to touch on all of these things lightly, but then when I get into my 33-day we'll spend a whole time just on sex, a whole time just on money, and kind of all the different categories for us to explore. Money. This is an interesting one, right? Um, how are you with money? How is your financial situation? What do you long for regarding money? What are your thoughts around money? Do you have thoughts about people who have a lot of money? Do you have, well, I'm actually just going to share a little bit with me is I went out to dinner recently with a girlfriend and two of her friends, and they all are deal with and are really around very, very wealthy people. Their business is working with the super wealthy people. So I'm sitting there listening to them talk and everything, and um, listening, and then they're like, "So Lee, what are you doing? What do you got going?" And I said, "Oh, I'm doing things for my heart, and I'm doing what I love." I said, "Money's not that important to me," and literally they all almost dropped their forks. And I was like, "What? It's not. Like being of service and being happy, that's more important to me." And they were just like, "That's an interesting comment." And they went back to eating, right? I got in the car and I thought about it. Holy hell. I'm about to go out with my lifestyle investor deck to people with tons of money, and I'm starting to set up meetings, and I'm holding a thought, I don't care about money. That's a block from abundance. That's a block from me receiving the money to spread love on a global platform. Holy hell, that one little thing that popped out of my mouth, I don't care about money. Well, the fact is, God is abundance. God is money. God doesn't like worship bread lines where people are starving. God has abundance for all of us. It's just our job to remember we're worthy of it and to do work that fills our heart so we can receive it and give back. Or even whatever job, no matter what you're doing, it's like wherever you're working, that you're bringing your joy and your heart into it, and you'll be abundantly rewarded for that. But anything that you're holding that's lack, and I remember my father made a ton of money, but he always said we don't have enough money. And in our marriage, my estranged husband made good money, but there was always we don't have enough money. So there was always this kind of lack mentality in my life. And then here I'm saying I don't care about money. Well, the truth is that money not only gives you financial well-being, which is a part of your well-being, it gives you a base of security. It also lets you do the things you really want to do. And then it lets you bless other people with your money when you get to that scale, and you can give back even on a small scale, giving money to someone and doing it from a place of giving. So money is a really interesting that we're going to dive deeper in when we get into my 33 day, but think about what your thoughts are about money. What could be some things that are lingering, that are blocking you from money? Our thoughts keep us from abundance in every aspect. So just start exploring what your thoughts are. What was your role model when you were younger for money? All of those kind of things. Just start looking at it. And what I'll say, we'll get deeper. I just wanted to touch on it right now. Um, and I really love that I'm exploring abundance right now, and I'm exploring my money thoughts so I can really pull out those old ones I didn't even know I was still holding and let them go and fill them with abundance. I'm worthy of abundance. God's put me here with a purpose, and I'm here to shine my light like all of us are in a big way. And the more abundance we have, the more we can share and give. And there's enough for everyone. So think about what your thoughts are around money. And I love when things happen that I pop out and I catch myself, like at that dinner, and they all reacted so strongly that I thought about it the whole way home. And by the way, on the way home, I decided I'm never saying that again. I, that night, listened to this Marianne Williamson book, A Return to Love. Right after it popped up recommending another book for me, and it was her book on abundance. So immediately I downloaded it, went to church the next day. The minister was up there and he said, I'm starting an abundance course on Tuesday. I was like, okay, God, I'm going to do that too. And then there was one more thing. So I signed up for all three of these abundance things, just flooding myself with positivity around money so that I can do all of the things that God created me to do, so that I can have well-being in that area and relieve all stress around it. So money is a beautiful thing. It's just a thing. It's not the root of all evil. The worship or the God, making God your money, is the root of all evil. But God is here in abundance in everything. So I just welcome that and encourage you to look at money as well if you are desiring more abundance in your life. Sex. this is an amazing thing. I mean, that we all have. Sometimes it's amazing. But I know that in my life, in my marriage, it just sex was what it was. It went how it went. And I didn't think much about it because I was just in a pattern of living. I wasn't like wide awake and exploring it like I am now. And it's really neat exploring sex now because my thought was this is just how it goes and this is how it's going to be forever and whatever. But no, we can change anything in our life in an instant. It's like once uh, a miracle is called a shift in perception that Marianne Williamson teaches from A Course in Miracles. It's just a miracle is a shift in perception. It's a shift from fear to love. It's a shift from sleepwalking to living awake. So if you're in a relationship you've been in for a long time and your sex is so-so, or you please him and not yourself, explore it. And I say all exploration starts within. What do you like? What touch do you like? What excites you? Explore with yourself. And then you can share that with your new partner, your boyfriend, your lover of 32 years, whatever it is. Just remembering that we are here to fully experience happiness, joy, and abundance. That's our natural state. That's how we are created. And our ego and our crazy thoughts separate us from that. So allowing yourself to wake up and know that you're worthy of exploring and being heard and sharing it. It feels kind of scary and vulnerable, but it's so beautiful. We are here to live outside of our comfort zone. We don't want to sleepwalk in gray matter our whole life. We're here to be in joy. Another topic is relationships. I know since I was married for 22 years, um, and I was going to die with him. That was my relationship. That's what it was, right? But thinking back now and kind of talking with people, I'm doing a lot of divorce work with women, that is your relationship in joy? Is it in happiness? Are you two on the same page and walking forward together to a common goal? That's what a partnership and a relationship is. A marriage is two people committing to that, legally, to move forward together, to support each other, to love each other, to honor each other. And it's a place where we get to heal and be happy and be all of who we are and know no one's going anywhere. So a happy marriage, I say, is a happy marriage. A happy relationship with your boyfriend is a happy relationship. If it's not a happy marriage, it's not a happy relationship, and you can explore that. You don't have to stay in it, in the gray matter, and just say it is what it is. That's the opposite of why we're here. And this exploration gives us a childlike curiosity, a playfulness, as opposed to a heaviness of, oh, I have to do what? I get to explore. Wait a second. I can have a better marriage. I can share how I feel in a new way, because before I just hoped he'd get it and he didn't, and then I got pissed about it. And relationships are really awesome too, to explore your quirks. So when I look back on my marriage, I see a couple of things that I did that would make Dave feel like he didn't matter or he couldn't be seen or heard. And I thought, boy, I bet that felt bad for him. So I started exploring myself, where that pattern came from, why it existed. Then I got to have compassion with myself and then commit to showing up in a new way with my new relationship. I have a boyfriend where I say, this was my pattern. Are you open to helping me break it? Why? Because I don't want it to come back and bite me in the ass again. And I don't want to treat myself with that harshness or another person ever again. So it's having this curiosity with your relationships. Um, Start noticing your thoughts. I just have to check the time right now because I don't want to go. I have 7 minutes. So start noticing your thoughts right now. If you have a pen and paper, think about your daily life. Think about the thoughts that you spin. Are you worried about your kids? Are you worried about your job? Are you worried about money? Are you worried that that you have so many things to do and you're not gonna have enough time to get it? Are you worried about, I remember when my divorce started and Dave moved out, and I looked down at what I thought my life was built on was this kind of platform of David and I together with the kids, and that was shattered. So I felt like, oh my gosh, my life is shattered. I don't know anything. I've stayed at home. I don't know about the money and all these. My ego, it went bananas. And I went with it for a while and I felt horrible and I was down on the ground crying, literally. And then one day I was like, wait a second, wait, I forgot. something about this, and I started to quiet this a little bit to get it quiet enough to hear a little bit of encouragement from myself and from God that everything's okay, I got you. And then what I did is I started taking my fearful thoughts and writing them down and getting answers for them. So realize that you're spinning your fearful thoughts every day, or if you have worry about stuff, worry is like the biggest waste of energy because you're hurting your body, nothing's being accomplished um, from it. It's just hurting you, but it's not doing anything positive. So if you have a worry, write it down and make a game plan for it. If you worry about your kid on the bus, think about getting them on time, doing this, having a check-in, like whatever it is. If you're worried about your kid, um, whatever it is, make a game plan for your worry. You don't have to hold a worry. A worry isn't real. It's just something from your ego to hurt you. So just right now, just jot down a couple of things that you know that you spend. I'm worried about raising money. I'm worried about meeting my next paycheck. I'm worried about worry, negative thoughts. They're all barriers from love and abundance. So just start becoming aware of what your thoughts are. And two really important things. Let me make sure I got in here everything I wanted to say. Oh, and with relationships, just jumping back a little bit, I wrote down, we are staying married for the kids. A lot of people say that. And that's one of the greatest disservices you can do for your child because you're modeling a loveless marriage. You're modeling what marriage looks like. You want to model for them. Carl Jung, or Jung, said, one of the greatest disservices in the life of a child is the unlived life of the parent. So I would rather be divorced and living and filling myself up with knowledge and power and creating everything I've always wanted to create, modeling that for my children. To feel the heartache and all of that, but then to move on in a powerful way. So that better than staying in something where there's tension and fighting, because that hurts everyone. Another thing, he doesn't make my heart sing when people are dating, or he doesn't make me feel really great, or this isn't my forever guy, but he's a nice guy. Well, when you're bound to a nice guy, but it's not the guy you really are manifesting, you can't welcome that in when you're with someone just because you don't want to be alone. But being alone is where you can be when you actually meet the right man or woman, guy or girl. The thought that I'm all alone, by the way, is the foundation and part of why I do all of my work, is to remind people you're not alone. Because not only is God inside of you, every religion says we're made in the likeness of God, or the kingdom of God is within. Not only is it there, God's always there and never leaves us, but God or the Holy Spirit or your soul or the whispers of your soul are quiet because they want to wait till you get a hold of yourself with your ego so you can get quiet enough, so you can slow it enough to hear the whispers of God. Let's see what else. Oh, so you're never alone. Not only am I here if you ever need me, but there are people around the world going through exactly what you're going through. And you have the universe always with you. God's always with you. You can't shake it. It's just whether you decide to tap into it or not. Yeah, okay. That's it. So start noticing your thoughts. Are they loving thoughts? Are they supportive thoughts? Or are they keeping you in some unhappy, unfulfilled, unjoyful gray matter? I know at the end of my marriage, I was in gray matter and I stayed in it, and I would have died with David as his wife in it because I was holding on to a thought, this was my guy and I'm going to be married to him to the day I die. But really, there were signs, for a couple of years until things went really bad, that he was pulling away. But I was holding on to an idea that I had to stay with him until I died. And I almost died trying to hold on to him. So we get the whispers and we get these knocks and we get these things. And when we choose to not get quiet to listen or to receive the loving information we're getting, we have to get knocked on our ass, right? To stand back up and to go, oh, wait, The foundation I'm standing on, although I thought it was built on something else, I'm still standing. Oh, I'm all I need on the planet. I don't need anyone else to do what I'm here to do. And that's an empowering thought back from I'm somebody else's wife and I'm stay at home and I'm all these other labels. No, I'm here for my soul's journey and I'm standing firm and I'm standing strong. And although things hurt sometimes, I'm okay. So it's allowing ourselves to remind our mind, you don't run me. Right now, up until now, I've been believing whatever the hell you say, not realizing that you're not me, that you're just a ball that's spinning of negativity, but I don't have to buy into all of it. I can actually start rewriting it or letting things go. So that's what we're going to work on in my 33-day everyday series that's coming up. I'm going to do 2 more of these 30 minutes. The next one is, I believe it's next week. I think it's the 20, well, it's actually posted right there on the side. But I can't see it. But you guys can see it, the writing right now, I think. It's posted there on the side that it's going to be, I think, the 27th or 29th at the same time, 29th at the same time. And we're going to explore our childhood because our childhood stories shape our lives. And unless we become aware of the stories and why they came and have compassion and let them go, they derail us until we die. So we're going to talk about that on the next one in a week, right here, same format. And then all of this leads into my 33-day series, which starts, and then I'll have 2 more of these, and then my 33-day series starts August 30th, where we're going to really dive in deep and really rewrite our stories, rewrite our thoughts. We're going to clean house with our thoughts. And we're going to write new ones and have a more powerful life and more powerful life experience because of it. All right, you can sign up for my next 33 right here on this thread, and you can also hold your spot for my 33-day series in August on this thread. Your assignment moving forward is the shower. Start noticing. Try and stay in the present moment of feeling the warm water, smelling the yummy soap on your sponge. Try to stay in that present moment of gratitude you have a warm shower, of gratitude you have healthy feet you're standing on. Really try and watch how much your crazy ass roommate, your ego, tries to take you out of feeling good, take you out of the present moment, try and ruin your life experience. The really exciting thing is when we start to explore it, it no longer runs the show. Our true self, starts running the show, and we can teach our ego, which we need to be human because we're on the planet and we're humans, but we can teach it to work for our true self with a capital S. Okay, I love you guys so much. I'm going to say a little prayer, and then I'm going to just say hi. If I can see the comments, which I really want to explore here, I'm going to explore. So anyway, a prayer for us right now is, God, thank you so much for the sacred time, God. Thank you for our time right now on the planet. Thank you that we are breathing. Thank you that we are enough just because we're breathing, because you made us perfectly how we are, and we are exactly where we need to be on our path, on our own specific paths. Thank you for the beautiful people tuning in and the ones that are going to tune in later. And I send love to my neighbor, to myself, to my city, to my state, across the great United States and all around the world, that we are all connected, and how we treat ourselves really does affect the world. Amen. All right, you guys, I think you're amazing. I love you. Alicia, you can come in. I told Alicia I wanted her to pop in at the end. Okay, look, Alicia. So I am seeing,
Oh, good.
I am seeing comments right now. And because a couple of you might still be on, Shannon, you're welcome. Alicia said the 29th is my next one. Tammy, I had the same thoughts when I was in my first marriage. I had the hard decision that I didn't want Brooke growing up thinking that dads are rarely home and sleeping on the couch, and there's no affection between mom and dad. Made me face the divorce easier. Oh, I love that. I love that you found the good that you were doing by divorcing instead of modeling that for your daughter. That's amazing, Tammy. Shannon, I always thought of worry as living in the past and not being in the present. Yes, worry is actually stripping you of the future because you're worrying about things that are coming that aren't even happening, which is keeping you out of the present moment. But yeah, I do. I love that perception, perspective, Shannon. And nice to see you, sweet lady. After being raised by a single mom who struggled financially, I have a hard time letting go of the fear of not having it, of not having any, even though I'm set financially. I'm constantly reframing my thoughts to "you're fine." And I will just say to you, Shannon, that you are better than fine. You are exactly the way God created you. And God is abundance and love, and that's what you are. So that's just a thought, and I can work with you privately on that thought, and or do the 33-day series when we really dive into our limiting beliefs that keep us from all of the abundance available to us. Catherine Walters, namaste, right back at you. I try to quiet the negative thoughts every day. And Julie, I encourage you to say, I quiet the negative thoughts every day. Up until now, I tried, but now I actually quiet. And the number one way we can quiet the negative thoughts is by focusing on your breath. Why? Because our bodies are automatically breathed. And the moment we focus on the breath, our mind stops spinning because it can't do both at the same time. So that's why meditation, when you just feel the cool air coming in, feel it coming out, that's meditating. That's stopping your mind and focusing on your breath. And the longer you do it, the quieter it gets, and the more you hear from here. It's a good thing to learn to quiet the negative thought in your head. It's imperative to learn unless you want to live a mediocre, unhappy life. Tammy, I love that comment. Stephanie, since the death of my precious Billy, Stephanie, I'm going to pause right now and say, or actually just send, and I encourage anyone else to send Stephanie Bell just love and light that she lost her son and that she is comforted by God's comforting, loving light. And then a special prayer for her son's soul, Billy. Since the death of precious Billy at 33, my life consists of constant awareness of who I am and in touch with spirit and my son. And I also cry, no spiritual bypass. The grief is almost unbearable and it has been lightening up a little bit lately. I'm going to pray for that lightening. And just to remind you, Stephanie, that your son is, like you said, he's here. He's done with his earth suit, but his spirit is free to roam. And when you're done with yours, you guys will be back together. You're actually together right now. But anyway, I understand the physical sadness of death. And I'm praying for you for that. And just giving you a new thought that he's with us right now. He's with you right now. Hello, Julie. Brent Potter, my old neighbor, wants to know if there will be a live pillow talk. Brent, I might just start doing pillow talks by myself because I can't get anyone in my bed. Like Eve won't do them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I might just do them. Hi, Kayanjari from Morocco or Nigeria. Gosh, dang it. I love you. So happy you're here. Stephanie, hi, you guys. Okay, fantastic. We are done for today, and I'll see you on the 29th at 2 p.m. Explore your thoughts and get your ass in the shower.